back to the streams. Thank you so much to Augusto and Lily for hosting the last stream without me. It was fantastic. I went back and watched it and saw your guys' thoughts on those songs. Awesome job. And yeah, this is the last analysis stream that we have of the songs, you guys. Oh gosh, it's so bittersweet.
I know. I mean, this year's been a roller coaster almost emotionally. So I gotta see where that complication comes from. But I am glad that we're getting to the end because we have two of my favorites this week. But before we hop into that, we gotta introduce ourselves. I'm Lily Lovestuff. Welcome to the EurovisionFam weekly stream. And this week I'm joined by
Shortcake ESC, aka Jordan, who writes for the site and is on the video team. And I'm joined by...
Hi, everybody. I'm Augusto. I'm also of the EurovisionFam team. I run social media, so most of our socials. Here's truly over here. So I'm so excited to be here. Cannot wait because this stream is going to be a lot of tea. So cheers to that, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a good time this week. We're going to be discussing Luxembourg, Denmark, Spain, Malta, and Finland. Wow, why did it take so much time to think about those words? But yeah, and Manolo, a happy kiss goodbye to you as well.
Kiss, good.
Thank you for joining us like you do every week almost. So yeah, thank you all. We're going to kick things off by talking about We're going to kick things off this week by talking about Luxembourg. So we've got Laura Thorn, who's going to be singing La Poupée Monte, Les Sons. Let's start with lyrical analysis then.
So na 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 na. Okay, I just finished from earlier, but yeah, lyrics. What do we guys think?
I think.
So clearly. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. I love that it's entirely in French, and honestly, Luxembourg returning to Eurovision should have been with a song like this than the one that we got last year. When it comes to the structure, I like it. It tells the story of I'm a little girl, you will not manipulate me, and I'll do whatever I want, if I'm not mistaken. If my French is not that terrible, I think. I like it. Everything rhymes. The melody, it sounds really good to me. And the rhythm was very subtle, so it worked for me. So yeah, I think it's not on my top 10. To my top 20. I hope it qualifies, and I'm confident that it will. So let's see what you guys think. Jordan, Lily?
Lily, what do you think?
You want to start, Jordan?
Oh, okay. So one thing I kind of enjoy about this song, when you have kind of like the female empowerment type of song in Eurovision, it typically doesn't go the angle of a doll in like a glass case, kind of a an ideation of it. I think it's quite unique how it has a very old Eurovision style in the way that it's structured compared to like the really forthright post 2010 feminine flavor. I think that about it is quite unique. And also there's a good amount of metaphor in it. The way how kind of she describes how a ventriloquist operates with strings, a doll. I think that it's creative and it's accessible for a large range of audiences. And it's fun. I don't think there's any really lyrics that jump out at me as being jarring or throwing off the project. Yeah, it's a solid piece lyrically to me. Lily?
So I have mixed feelings about this one. Mostly because it's clear what Luxembourg is going for. Because I'm going to tie this into production genre as well, along with my lyrical analysis. Because all of this is clearly pointing towards making a reference to Poupée des Poupée des Sons by Francis Gall, which Luxembourg won with back in 1965. You can hear it in the song. You can see it in the lyrics. And what I think is interesting with this take here is it's taking that iconic Eurovision song, which if we look at the background of it, it is a young girl singing a song written by a man about like basically being a doll who's just there to be pretty and to sing and perform for the people. And it's taking that and saying, no, I'm not that doll. And it's also coming from a point where if you look at the other music that the songwriter for Poupée des Sons wrote for Francis Gall, it's a lot of like weird kind of sexual innuendos and like songs basically about fellatio that are disguised. And it's like a grown man writing that for a teenage girl. which has its own background that's really off-putting. This is kind of like taking that iconic sound and that iconic song and taking it from the male POV and handing it to a woman to be about empowerment instead, which I like. However, the songwriters on this song are mostly male.
Ah, interesting.
So it comes off, there's like this whole like kind of like the writers of the lyrics are both men. So kind of like looking at a group of 2 and 3 men who are writing a song about female empowerment, referencing something else that was like clear exploitation, feels a little weird to me. But I think that they're kind of handling it better than expected at the same time. But it's like, it comes off as like, I don't know how else to phrase it besides a bit disingenuous to a certain extent. But like, it's still within like the range of being non-offensive. I just kind of wish it wasn't written by men, but that's not really a slight against Laura at all, because I think she performs it very well. And I like that they're going with the styling. I'm going to give, oh gosh, is it time for my weekly anime reference already?
I was actually surprised that I'm surprised that I didn't bring it up first, because I was about to say something, but please.
Yeah, so it's also giving me like the way that she's styled is very much like 1980s J-pop idols to a certain extent. And I'm getting a visualization of Cardcaptor Sakura. If you've never watched that wonderful series, the main character is a magical girl, and her best friend, who's also like a little girl, dresses up in all these outfits and stuff to have her like go fight the bad guys in that series. And it's like her costume changes every week. But I like that the styling kind of references that. I don't know if that was like a reference point, but I see it in the styling. I'm like, oh, this could clearly be like one of the outfits that Tomoyo put Sakura in. But yeah, I mean, based off the lyrics alone, I think that there's some good metaphor here. It has a playfulness to it, and yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of rambled for a bit on that one.
No, I think it's really great that you brought up the fact that this is a response to the song from 60 years ago about how a younger girl is singing the song written by men about like the manipulation of herself, basically. But one thing I do also want to say about Pascal is the fact that she did release a song in the 80s called Ella Ella, which is very female empowerment. I do believe one of the Belgian acts who performed in 2006, the Belgian performer in 2006 did a cover of that song that became really popular again. And that was really cool. How she did a follow-up to that. But 60 years later, this is a very 2020s kind of take on how you would restructure that, although it still feels like it could have won Eurovision 1984 production-wise. And we can transition into production and genre because this is old Eurovision sound to me.
Yeah, and I like that throwback sound. I listen to a lot of music that's from the past. It's just, I like that kind of production. I like that sound. I like the nostalgia it brings to me, even for like a period I wasn't born for. So I do like what they're doing with that production and that stuff there.
Gusta, what do you think?
I like the production. It's really nice. I agree with the with the very throwback 80s style the song comes with. And I'm checking on the comments about how one of her fellow EurovisionFam creators, Elise and Michelle, compared La Poupée Molisson to Lola Paex. It's a fair comparison toward, on this current era of Eurovision, that's very bubblegummy, pop and poppy and cutesy.
Pink.
And very
so pink.
Yeah.
Pink. I mean, you guys can't tell, but pink here.
Bubblegum.
Pink here.
Who doesn't love pink and bubblegum,
Bubblegummy.
right?
Bubblegummy, totally.
So I think Luxembourg is filling the quota of sweetie, cutesy, pinky bubblegum pop. So why not? I like it. I think it's really
It's very Luxembourg too. I like it. Feels like it's their flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, and I know I'm a low on DC defender because I know just different people have different tastes, but like that sound of like French language bubblegum pop music makes me again nostalgic. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but growing up, my stepfather owned a French restaurant. And so like that's the kind of music that we used to play during lunch service, is this kind of French bubblegum pop music, because the woman he owned the restaurant with, she's a woman who was born in like the late 70s. So a lot of like 80s and 90s French pop music is like just what I was used to hearing.
It's such a vibe, and it's really rarely reproduced in Eurovision nowadays. So the fact that it is so core to Eurovision heritage, but rarely reproduced, I think it's pretty magical, gotta say.
Yeah. Now the next thing here is gonna be how well can be performed live.
Oh, unique elements.
Oh, unique elements. I think we hit on that. I think the unique element is that it's going for that retro kind of throwback to Eurovision yesteryear, and I think we don't really see that very often. I know that like with like any kind of musical thing, we all live in a world where we can absorb pop culture. Really, we all live in a world where we can absorb pop culture, and things are very cyclical. I'm kind of surprised we haven't really seen like a throwbacky situation in Eurovision, really. You know what I mean? Like we haven't really seen something like this that's going, okay, clearly we're going to play on the nostalgia for older people when it comes to watching this.
Yeah, that is the unique element, I would also argue.
Yeah. So
yeah, how well can it perform live?
I think she's charming live.
She's got what it takes. Like she does have a good, like the theatrics of it all really play well into the 3 minutes that she has on stage. It is a very theatrical song all the while, you know?
Yeah. So I think that's
No, go ahead, Lily. I'll come after you.
Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself because I can hear.
Okay, so I was gonna piggyback from what Jordan was saying. I think that Laura can perform the song live. If you watch the national selection, you know she can sing, you know she can dance, and you know she can perform it. The pre-parties have been a little bit of a letdown, but again, we cannot compare the very processed and well-said sound of live television to a theater or a nightclub. Not going to be the same. She can still sing out the song very nicely. I watched her performance in Madrid. I liked it. So that's what I'm gonna say. She can perform this live, and the most unique element of the song is that throwbacky reference to Poupée d'ici, Poupée du son, the one in 1965. I really like that too. So Lily, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's been fine. I don't have anything against the way she's performed it live. And do we stream this or?
One quick thing I do want to say about the live performances in which like people called her Rocky. I do think that during the live performances, the artists should be allowed to have fun, and that does include inebriation. That does include like if they have a drink before their performance and just decide to have fun with it. Like I don't care if they just decide to party like everybody else. They aren't being scored on anything. So I mean, I'm not saying that Laura was drunk, but I mean, she did sound like how I sound if I'm drinking at karaoke, and I say that with love. So let her do it. Let her do the thing. Let the artists do the thing at the pre-parties.
I mean, y'all need to understand one thing. The Madrid pre-party is a key. It is a vibe.
Yeah.
You want to see the artists have fun? Madrid is the place to be. So again, like Jordan said, these pre-party performances need to be cute, but not perfect. Perfection is a Eurovision, not at the pre-party. They need to have fun. We want to have fun. Let's keep it cute. It's not that big of a deal.
I agree with that statement. I think sometimes we can be harsh on people. Like it's a collective fandom. But yeah, and I think next thing, do we stream this? I personally do.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next song from my favorite country at Eurovision, Denmark. So we've got Sissal will be singing Hallucination. What do you guys think about these lyrics?
They could be any lyrics, honestly. You could have filled any words in those lines and it would have been essentially the same song. But I say that also as a compliment. Like that is not to drag the writers, but this is very like so a friend of ours who had been following Eurovision for a while, who is like outside of the fandom, she did mention that the lyrics for Sand last year felt like they were written by AI. And this year I would agree with that notion just because of the, I don't want to use the word simplicity, but the accessibility of the metaphor here. And it's likable. And I think that is also kind of its strong suit, the fact that it isn't super heavily lyricized. What do you guys think?
These lyrics don't matter. It's not about the lyrics. The lyrics just sound to the point. If this is the kind of music where it's like, we're more here for the vibe. As long as nothing stands out to you, it's like strobe lights, for example. The lyrics in that song really don't matter. It's about the vibe it's producing. But like, there's nothing really lyrically here with Hallucination that really stands out and makes you want to grab it. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really anything that sticks out in any kind of offensive way. It's basically just the vocals and the lyrical content is more like an instrumental than it is about the lyrical depth.
I agree with you both. The lyrics may not make sense, but at least they rhyme, because in some of the cases, we've seen lyrics that don't make sense, that really don't rhyme at all. In this case, they do. And I also agree with what Lili said, that this song is more of a vibe than a very in-depth, profound message type of song. And that's what makes it very special. And honestly, it is a vibe. I like it. I'm down for it. Like, the girl sings her heart out. She's a performer. She's giving us a show. So yeah, I'm down for the vibe, period.
Yeah, and I think that ties us into production and genre, which is it's a dance track. It's like kind of a throwbacky dance track. I could see this. It's one of those songs that could have come out anytime between like 2008 and now. You know what I mean? Now, production-wise, it does not sound dated, though. It does still sound modern and fresh. But I could still see something like this having come out, 15 years ago.
It definitely has that like bowling alley dance revolution kind of Europop flavor. How it seems like this would play at a rave, it would play at a dance club. It has a good versatility to the sound of the production with it, but it also doesn't really falter as a stage show. It really works as a stage show too. It's not super complex in the way that it was produced, but that also I think kind of makes it really really easy for people to get. So yeah, it's fun. It's a fun listen. Just the instrumental.
I agree with what both of you just stated. The production does not sound dated. For it to be a dance track with a very 90s, early 2000s dance, dance style, it sounds really 2025. And I like the beat. I like the musicality, the way it sounds in your ear with headphones. Sounds really good too. Like I mentioned earlier, this song is a vibe. It was crafted very well to be a whole vibe, those 3 minutes. So I think they did nail it when it comes to production.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess now we're going to move on to Unique Element. I think it's Sissal herself. Yes. She's so much fun to watch on social media.
She's so fun. She's so fun. Like I love her so much.
She just seems like she's there to have a good time. And I think when she's performing, like, I hated the staging in Denmark. I thought it was awful. They're going to get rid of all that staging. Thank goodness. But, like, when she was on stage, I was fascinated by her. And I found myself wanting more. I think she's a really good performer. And her voice is great. And just everything about her just seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree as well. And I want to highlight something. The class of Eurovision 2025 is a class of comedians. The social media content this class of artists has been generating has been pure internet comedy. For those who are chronically online like me, this social media content is for us. All the memes. We're only missing like a few like of the Housewives ones, but I don't think they're going to do it. But anyways... they've been doing challenges. They've been doing content with one another. And Sissal has one of the comedy queens of this group. From the awkward scene at the hotel with certain elements that should not be mentioned because we are on YouTube. We're gonna keep it PG. And the way the internet chat, the TikTok sound that she did with I think it was Adonis, if I'm mistaken. Comedy
I did
is
not see
back,
that.
friends. Comedy is back, and I've been enjoying it.
Honestly, for me,
She's truly so lighthearted.
it's kind of funny because like 3 of the people we're talking about this week have been so much fun online. And it's like I just love to see like women being funny. It's great. It makes me happy.
One unique thing that I do really especially want to highlight is with her high note, I think statistically we do have a significant Danish high note, because think Anja Nielsen, her high note, like how like it kind of had that ascending and then exploded at the end. She has a similar thing here, Danish diva high note. I guess they're only going to do that every 8 years, guys. But I mean, hey, like that I feel like is really special, and it kind of portrays like a unique flavor to what Denmark can bring, because not a lot of countries I think do kind of an ascending stepping high note to an explosion at the end. That is exceptional to me.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think if there's something, maybe there's a theory we could work out there.
Maybe
Yeah.
a high note deep dive. Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at some comments. I'm sorry. Like that make me
Yeah. What are
happy.
people saying?
I'm seeing a lot of love, honestly, for Denmark here. Let's see. We've got this is Faith Thomas saying about the lyrical content. Sometimes simplicity is good. Just remember when Portugal won with Salvador Sobral. I agree with that. I think simplicity does work. When it comes to this song, like I said, the lyrics are just a vibe, you know? Yeah. And then we have Peter Hadich saying, and honestly, if this breaks Denmark's non-qualification streak, it would be deserved. Still, unfortunately, screams 11th in the semi by missing out on the final by 1 point.
I want her in the final, though. I want her in.
I do. And like, here's the thing. We know I'm a certified Danish hater. Okay. I actually like this song. And I think what is selling me on it is Sissal herself. Like, she's bringing it. Marino's Pie says Denmark 8 this year, not gonna lie. Agreed.
Not a crumb. Not a crumb was left.
If I'm not sitting here with my arms crossed across my chest, looking angry, that means the Danes 8. Like, I don't know what else to tell you besides that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have this from Sundrop Center. Sissal better get voted into the final, or I'm swimming all the way to Switzerland so I can protest.
Swimming like up a river?
I mean, yeah, it's on the Rhine River.
So it is on the Rhine. It is on the Rhine.
River.
You know what, Sundrop? Wear some sunscreen.
I got you.
But hey, we're gonna hope for that she qualifies, so you won't have to do that. I will personally say that she is a deserving qualifier.
Yeah,
in that semi, like vocals alone. It's
a hard. She's in semi too, right?
Yes.
Oh god. Next week we're gonna talk about semis and stuff like this.
Yeah.
I got some thoughts to work my way through.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
I know. A lot of people we're talking about this week are in semi too. But yeah, I think that. Yeah. What else we have to talk about here? How well can be performed live? We said it. Sissal eats every time.
I mean,
and
with
then like if
audio,
you stream this,
I mean, with audio issues and all, like she had in the Madrid pre-party, Sissal ate, so she can do it all. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like as far as if we stream this, the answer is yes for me.
Which easily. Not
congratulations,
even.
Sissal. Congratulations, you've broken the Danish curse of me hating the songs. I want to let you know that that's even more special than winning Eurovision.
It is. Like, just get to the final now, girl. We're counting on you. We're rooting
for you.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you.
Danish delegation, do not screw her over with staging, because you don't have the cleanest track record. You just don't.
Honestly, like, give her some good staging. This could make it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, call me delusional, call me crazy. I feel like these semis aren't as set as people think they are. Like there's certain people who are getting through no matter what, but there's plenty of places for other people to fumble.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about Spain. Spain is represented by Melody with the song Esa Diva. And you know what? We're going to talk about the revamp because we haven't talked about the revamp at all. So
We
what
have
do you feel
not.
about these
Yeah, that's a
lyrics
good idea.
to start off?
Augusto, please.
Since I'm the native Spanish speaker in the mix, pues me toca. Bueno, ahora me toca a mí. If you are in the if you've seen the Spanish memes, you know who I just referenced. Back to Esa Diva. It's a struggle because this song is it's underwhelming for the artist that it is.
Okay, that's fair.
The revamp, though, I will give them credit where credit is due. The revamp does a bit of a service to make it sound better. But still, to me, although I kind of know the chorus of how many promos of Esa Diva I've seen on TVE's international signal on cable, I'm still not fully vibing to it. In my ranking, it's right in the middle. It's around 20th. It's in the top 20 now. Melody is a formidable performer. One of those who are 1 in a million. You don't find women like her in a stage like Eurovision very often. You don't. But I'll give her props on the drag queens all over Spain and Latin America. You got a new lip sync, and the girls have been lip syncing to Esa Diva from San Domingo to Spain to Argentina to Mexico. Everywhere in the Spanish-speaking world, the drag queens are loving the song. So, go girl! You've made yourself an anthem for the girls, the gays, and the daydams. You've won. You've got a loyal audience. I grew up with Melody. Like I said back in January during our after Benidorm streams. El Baile del Gorila, 25 years later, is still being jammed on every kid's birthday party as we speak. It's a classic. I was hoping that she personally would bring something different, not a Gloria Trevi wannabe, but hey girl, every performance has been a serve. Vocals on point, choreo on point, the attitude on point. She's perfect. She's selling us a very weak song. But now I'll leave you the room.
What do you think, Lily?
Well, we're talking about lyrics to start off here. So lyrically, I'm liking where this is at. It's definitely going for the whole like I'm powerful queen, hear me roar kind of a vibe. I like that we start off with like this kind of the first line I think is since I was very little before learning how to walk, the world's only rumbera. For me, it was usual. And it's like, okay, so we're starting us off like, hey, before I could walk, I could dance. You know, kind of a vibe. And it's definitely like saying, hey, you know, the theater, I found out a little theater, the stating for the others, dressing room, but the so-called diva, due to the echo of the lifetime. And I didn't belong to her. I became bewitched. It's like I'm finding, like, lyrically, I'm seeing a story here of, hey, when I was a kid, I could dance. I went to the theater. I saw someone who was a diva, and I was like, I'm going to be her one day. And then the story in the lyrics is like, I saw this person who was a diva. I wanted to be a diva myself, and I have become that diva now. And I like that kind of confidence that this song portrays lyrically. Jordan?
Yeah, it is very confident. It is quite simple, though. I mean, like, there, as much metaphor as there isn't a ton of dissection that you need in it. And I do understand what Augusto means by a Gloria Trevi kind of tribute. It has definitely that flavor. And I think that's what Latin America really kind of ties into it with it, because I mean, it has a very Latin American kind of seasonality in just in the demonstration of the performance as well. I do think that she performs the lyrics very convincingly. It's not like she's up there just reciting this number. She manages to act out every lyric kind of just in her eyes and expression. It's she's selling it. And I mean, although it's not that complex, it isn't an absolute detraction from like a good sound, I think. I did not grow up listening to Melody, so this I feel like I don't have such a high expectation for her as Augusto does, but yeah, as someone, as a casual more or less, who came into the sphere of knowing her music, it's pleasurable. The lyrics they're fine.
Going in line with what you just said, as someone who kind of grew up with Melody and I've been listening to her songs here and there, the lyrics, a really good friend of mine from the fandom mentioned me that the lyrics of the song are pretty much an autobiography of her own journey as an artist. And when you think about it, she's been in the field since she's 10. She's 34 now. So being on the scene for so long, as a kid, she was La Rumbera of the world, which to a degree she was to all millennials. 35, between 25 and 35, she was our rumbera because, as I mentioned earlier, El Baile del Gorila, The Pata Negra, and other hits she had when she was a little girl. Those were very, very, very wide. We're very listened here in Latin America. So there's a lot of her own backstory in the lyrics of the song. And that's why when you said, Jordan, that she's not acting it, that she is really selling it because she believes it, is because to a degree, the lyrics of the song reflect her own journey as a woman and as an artist. So
nice.
That's a little bit of context added to this amazing woman. Because let's face it, she's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
And kind of now let's move into production and genre with this one, which, here's the thing, I get what Augusto says. Like, again, I'm not someone who grew up on Melody, but I can tell watching her perform that I just, like, my biggest issue with the song is I feel like it's beneath her. She's such a great performer, and she's someone, like, you want to watch, and it's like, why is she singing this song that low-key sounds like it could have come out in 2008, 2009, but not in a good way? And I think with the way that the production is put together, even with the revamp where they gave it more energy and more oomph, it still feels dated. And, like, there's just something about it that, like, leaves me feeling like we couldn't get her something a little better. You know what I mean?
It's giving Nokia ringtone. I'm like, can I say that? It's like you would hear like a 30-second clip of it, like, in the lowest quality ever, just like diva, diva, diva. You know what I mean? Like, it has that like old cell phone ringtone quality to it, which I think is kind of nostalgic, but at the same time, like, it isn't really speaking to the best quality that she is able to produce.
This is the only entry of this year that is going to make me sound like a broken record, but here we go. When it comes to production, the original one was very slaggerish. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
The original, the original was like, oh, this was written by Swedes.
Exactly. And as we know, she wrote it, but the production was 100% Swedes. This one, RTVE knows what they're doing. The revamp does help the song to make it more tolerable to the common person. It's easier for you to get addicted to it. If you already love it, if you already like it, now you love it. Vocally, the vocal production was great. Now the song doesn't feel as forced as the original one. So when it comes to the revamp, did this entry overall a lot of favors? It 100% did. It's much better now than what originally it was. And That's all I can add when it comes to production. It's really good. It really did what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unique elements.
Her. That's it.
Yeah, I feel honestly that's gonna be something you say about so many people this week. Is gonna be like, yeah, she's amazing.
But the personal narrative aspect of like the lyricism and
Yeah.
how she plays into it, I feel like is incredibly unique, because a lot of the artists don't really have a strong personal historical connection to the song. They might have embodied it in recent years, but with Melody, this kind of seems like the like doctrine of her life potentially, and that I feel like is really unique, kind of like as Augusto has brought up.
Yeah.
The most unique element about Esta Diva is Melody. She
Mm-hmm.
is she's selling the song in a way that it's not overselling it. This is very true to her. The passion, the way she's so into it. I've watched a couple of interviews that she's given us to media over the last couple of weeks between the pre-party and other Spanish press junkets she's done. And when you hear her, when you listen to her in a more cordial setting speaking about this, you understand that her history is somewhat impregnated in the song, and that reason helps her sell it in such a compelling and honest way that you click of how true to her this is. The passion is why, the strength in her performances is why. She is the reason why this song, although underwhelming for her as a performer and as an artist, ends up working, is how much of an artist Melody is.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's the reason why, if this ends, although it deserves a bottom 5 result, if this is a top 15, this is a Melody and Melody only. She sold the song the right way for it to achieve a decent result because of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing is how well can you perform live? We've already said it.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, even the time when like she was performing in the semifinal and she kind of like missed the high note slightly and then jumped back into it, and it looked like she just got punched in the face as she was just like crouching there. Iconic, first of all. Second, she did not give up either. She jumped back into that high note, and at the end was just like perfect. Like I triumphed, and you did not see a crack in the foundation at all. Like
nope.
Just jumping back into that requires so much fortitude. It requires stamina and just kind of willpower to get to that point. She has all the willpower, and yeah, it's incredible to me.
Yeah. And then do we stream this? I'm gonna say it depends, but mostly I'm gonna say no. It still hasn't been one that's like completely won me over.
50-50 to me, I would say. 50-50.
I'm on the same boat, sadly. It's 50-50. It depends. I find other songs on this class, that are more for me to stream than Melody, than Esta Diva, unfortunately. And again, it's not her. The song hasn't clicked on me yet, unfortunately.
So that's what we think about Miss Melody and the song Diva, or Esta Diva. So it's time to talk about a song. We're down to the last 2 of the year, and I feel like these are 2 people have been waiting on. We're going to start this with Malta, Mariana Conte singing Serving. The new name of the song is Serving.
The BBC, you had so many weeks to put a complaint in.
Here's the thing. Apparently it wasn't the BBC, it was Ireland. It's what I've heard. It was RTVE who had an issue with that. RTE. Sorry, RTE.
Ireland?
Yeah, I heard Ireland was the one that actually was.
They have their own problem to worry about. They don't need to be worrying about anyone else. They have their own
Here's
problem.
my favorite thing, though. Apparently, in the UK, the same day that the UK song was released, the news was talking about Miss Mariana Conte. They weren't talking about Remember Monday. They were talking about her, and they were talking about Serving. That is the pieces I've put together from reading online. So, you know what? There we go. She's also very funny. I'm looking a beauty blender. Anyways, let's start with lyrics. Who wants to go first?
I like the testament to the Von Trapp family singers. I like that this is the Sound of Music referring song, both visually and somewhat lyrically.
Okay, yeah. So, lyrically, it's very playful. It's very fun. It's very campy. Yes. It's very like, it's so much fun. It's very tongue in cheek, and even with the certain word being removed, it's still giving us what we want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
we're missing so little from it. Yeah.
Like I'm like looking here. I've got a secret you should know. Come a little close, I'll whisper slow. I've got a secret you should know. Shh, shh, shh. You know what song is called Shh? That song from Cyprus, I think that's what it's called. I don't think about Cyprus when I hear shh. I think about this.
Yeah.
But she's already taken the wind out of those sails.
The Cyprus
even say don't be so loud. It's like one of those things like, hey, I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna be who I am. I don't care what other people think. And I'm like, yeah, we're going here with that. It's a song about self-love and having a good time and, you know, pushing back against other people's opinions of you.
Period. And honestly, no words to add. You described it perfectly. The innuendo, the tongue-in-cheek lyrics, the fun, the camp. She's serving. She's serving.
Oh, no,
Your Honor, she's serving.
Your Honor, she's serving. Okay,
it's
so
a very
Mark
Maltese flavor.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Mark did clarify. The HOD of Ireland said it was the BBC that put the complaint in. So never mind. I guess it was the BBC. Oh well.
One thing lyrically that I feel like is really interesting about the Maltese song is the fact that this has that Maltese flavor, female empowerment to it. This feels like a little sister to Je M'Casse in a way.
It is.
It's like the raunchier, more in your face little sister, but at the same time, it has that really kind of like Maltese, like I'm gonna be all about itness that I think is very distinct, and not a lot of countries even really try to go for anymore because they just don't have that diva quality to them. Malta has it. Malta's always had it. Like let's be real. So lyrics, yeah.
Malta loves their divas. Malta loves Malta loves their plus size women who can just hit the vocals. If we're being 100% honest,
and
with
hit them
what
vocals
they said since the 90s. Like it's just what Malta loves to send to Eurovision, and I'm like, go ahead and do it, Malta. Yeah. So what I'm saying here, I'm sorry, I'm looking here. Yeah. So production genre, again, it's playful. The song's here to be a fun time. I don't know if there's a genre for I'm here to have a good time, but hey, the genre we've got.
It's giving. It has elements of bubblegum pop, of very like in your face pop and diva and everything. And I'm living it. The revamp where certain word was removed and is now called serving, it works perfectly. The very little adjustments that they did works perfectly fine as well. This song is a hit. Point blank and period. This song is a hit. This song is amazing. It's a vibe, it's fun, it's playful, and it's giving the girls, the gays, the day dance everything they want. And also another lip sync song for the drag queens. They are drag queens are winning with this bunch of ladies today. They are.
Yeah.
All these 5 songs are great for a drag race at lip sync moment.
Yeah.
No, I would agree.
No, 100%
Go ahead,
agree with
Lili.
that. I was gonna say, there's 2 songs that people know I like Eurovision, okay? And even people I've worked with, specifically coworkers, who did not enjoy Eurovision themselves, but knew I enjoyed it, were like, have you heard the song from insert country here? And it's happened to me twice. The first time it happened to me was with Yodel It, before it was even selected. to represent Romania. A coworker was like, "Have you heard that Romanian song for Eurovision?" I'm like, "That hasn't won yet, but which one?" He's like, "Yodel It." I'm like, "Ah, yes, a classic." And then the other time it was this song. I had a coworker who was like, "Malta's Eurovision song this year is Servant." I'm like, "Oh, baby, that hasn't been chosen yet, but it's probably gonna win." Can you tell I work with homosexuals? And like he's just like, "Yeah," like I'm like, "Oh yeah, no. I know which one you're talking about." He just
I mean, as long as you brought up Yodel It, I'll also mention that Yodel It and Jimikas got the same result, 7th. So.
You know what? Can Mariana get 7th? Maybe I think she could. But yeah, no, this song is just, it's fun. It's something that like even non-Eurovision fans know now. And it keeps you on your toes and you always think about it. Like
I'll even say the drop, it kind of gives ballroom a little bit, you know? Like
gosh, yes.
And then you just like I kind of see the ballroom like come to life, and I see I see all of that. It's just the girls, the gays, the they, thems, as Augusto said. It just feels like a uniting anthem for everybody. And it's just sleek. It's so well crafted. I mean, there's a lot of kind of just brassiness, but it's not brash. Oh, yes. Very, very well crafted.
It's in your face, but it doesn't feel like it's in your face.
All right.
In your face, not trying to intimidate you, kind of a thing.
Exactly.
So, unique elements. Miss, our queen, our goddess, our beauty blender, our beloved beauty blender.
The yoga balls in every
performance. The props and choreography. Our beauty.
I love her. Yeah. I think their staging's gonna probably be different for when we get to Eurovision. But here's the thing, like every time it's performed live, she brings it too. Like at the pre-parties, like yes.
It's
when she came out on stage and what was that in the Netherlands? And she was dressed as a beauty blender with
was that the Netherlands?
I think it was Netherlands, yeah. Or was she dressed as a stroopwafel? I don't know. She was dressed as something round. And like it was just a fun little moment there. Also, her and Erika going, "Our boobs are boobing." That has been in my head for weeks at this point. I just stand there and I think like our boobs are boobing constantly.
Yes.
She has been
did it for the queer.
Ever since chosen, Mariana has been ever since she was chosen, Mariana has been pure comedy this entire cycle. From getting in a car accident the night after winning the boobs are boobing.
It's my ringtone now.
The spaghetti table.
It's my ringtone. Okay, you know the spaghetti table though? There's another artist competing this year who also dressed up as a spaghetti table.
Wait, who? I think I missed.
It wasn't in their music video. It was something they did a long time ago. Yeah. Tommy Cash. He has the same outfit he wore to or something very similar to that. He wore to like Paris Fashion Week once.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sorry.
But camp. Like
it's even camp. It's what we want.
She is all camp, and I'm so here for it.
1000%. This is the campiest song of the year, and I'm on Team Camp now, forever, and always, honey. This is fun, and I want fun. I love them. Malta chose wisely when they knew this was the only chance to be funny AF and be successful at being funny AF, and they killed it. They're doing it. Yes.
Here's what I'm gonna say: her marketing team, genius. Because the whole season we've always been talking about her. She's not left the top of people's talking, and that's great. It's one of those things where Malta struggles to qualify. I think they deserved to qualify last year. I'm sorry. Yeah. I wasn't a big on the song that Sarah brought studio wise, but live she killed that. And the year before with the busker, I thought Malta deserved to qualify then too. I like this song. It's fun. Malta doesn't qualify on songs alone, even though they deserve to. And yeah, like with this here, people are going to remember this. People are thinking about this. People are going to be anticipating this performance. And that's only going to help Malta get to that final like they deserve to be.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So we've agreed on that. We've agreed she performs it well live. I think it's clear we also all stream this.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. The old version, too. The old version, too.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done both. I think I haven't really listened to the new version as much. I'm more on the old version still.
I think so, too, yeah.
Yeah, like...
The new version is not bad,
think
though.
She's great. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just saying, like, I just haven't streamed it as much. And we already know everyone in the crowd is going to be singing, is going to scream Conte. And...
We're all saying Maltese words together. Like, that is so magical. Like a language moment, you know? It's a language moment.
Yeah, I'm just looking at comments here. Okay, so we have Sergio, no Leo, who says Mariana will improve Destiny's top 7. Honestly,
it
I wouldn't be
happen.
mad.
It definitely can happen.
I would not be mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Do Re Mi Fa so serving. Agreed. 100% straight, like 100% with that. I'm just looking here. I'm just trying to see anything else. Yeah, we're kind of like hanging out, having a good time. All right, so I think it's time to talk about the last song.
We made it here, the last one.
Oh my God.
The last one.
She's coming, guys.
We saved the best for last, and it's her. The
are you
of Finland herself, Erika Vikman.
I don't have anything. I have I have curtains, but I'd have to go this
is my rug.
Window. I have curtains I bought at IKEA that look like the Finnish flag. That's the best I've got. But yeah, Erika Vikman will be representing Finland finally after 2020. I'm pretty sure 2020 was canceled just because. Oh, you have a question here.
Mabuhay, how did you make that? I didn't make this, actually. This was made by one of the Eurofans who isn't a part of the community. It's the one who I socialize with most often, and I actually didn't pay for it. She made this for me for free. So every time I'm supporting Finland, I'm always holding this rug. I don't use it as a rug. I just use it for Finland props. Lily, we cannot hear you.
You're on mute, Lily.
So Finland
there we go.
is to be represented by Erika Vikman with KOMME. And let's talk about lyrics. Or who wants to start with that? Because I could talk about these lyrics, baby.
Ugh.
The song is horny.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that for her. I love that for us. It's a direct ode to horniness and producing the best finishing move you can. And I love that for everybody. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides that. That's what's happening here. And
the confidence of these lyrics, it's just, they're so confident. I am too insecure to ever just be singing this song randomly, but I do also appreciate how in the lyrics, she is also accommodating of the partner in it. Yes. It's not just about her pleasure. It's about mutual pleasure. And I think it's great. I think it's just lovely.
Important. It's very, very, very important.
Yeah.
I love everything about this song. The lyric, I agree. When it comes to the lyrics, I haven't analyzed it as much as you two have. So I will wholeheartedly agree on this song being extremely horny, being very bold about your desires in that department. And she is a very confident woman that knows what she wants.
Yes, 100%. Like, I don't know how else to say it or what else to say about it. It's like, it's great. you know?
The title and hook being in German is also kind of an interesting thought when you take it back into that context too. Just kind of the forthrightness of the way that German culture is just so expressive of sexuality. That is, it really brings it back to just how she ties the performance visually as well, like what she's able to do up there on stage. It just feels very Berlin almost.
Yes.
It feels very Berlin to me.
Yes.
The latex gear on
Yeah.
the national selection to the big old prop and how in your face it is without being, so strong about it.
Yes. It's phallic, but not phallic.
Exactly.
Phallic.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a reference to that, but it's not explicitly that. It's a very good reference and a really good metaphor. And honestly, I'm here for it. Finland, to me, this should win. I want this to win because there's nothing better than a sane, confident, and sexual woman taking ownership of her sexual desires, putting it out there on the world's biggest stage and showing to the world, yes, I am that girl, will be that girl, and will always be that girl. Remember that. And I own it.
1,000% agree. This is not my favorite song this year. It's just, I love this song, but it's just not my personal favorite. But if this won, I'd be so happy to have it win. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I just think that, and it's powerful, and it's like moving into production and genre. This is an arena rock song. And one of the things that made like 1980s arena rock music such a fun thing was just the level of horniness that was happening. Like, it makes people clutch their pearls. This is in the same vein as watching, like, how do I phrase this in a way that doesn't make me sound insane? But like
Madonna?
I wouldn't even say Madonna. I'm talking about like this is like a arena rock song because it has that stomping quality to it. So I'm talking like Kiss. I'm thinking like things of that kind of almost hair metal and hair metalness. And like there's a very overt sexuality in a lot of the imagery that's used in that genre. Yeah, it's honestly, it's one of those things. And also, here's the thing, like, because someone just mentioned Sitia Bueni. I don't think, like, in the context I was thinking of, but I did think of Maneskin to a certain extent, because that, again, is a raucous arena rock song, and there's a level of sexuality in that performance as well. Because it's like, that's like just when it comes to like that, when you think of like a sexy rock star, you're thinking of that era of music, and that's what Erika's bringing as well, with the way she performs and just her energy.
Yeah, and I also do have to say, this isn't just like about energy. This isn't just about sexuality. Melodically, this is so intriguing. Like the melody of this song, it's just so ridiculously unique. I've never heard any song kind of constructed in this way for Eurovision. It like I almost want to say the structure of how the chorus is put together kind of reminds me of psych rock in a way a little bit. Just kind of like the flow between each note, the gooiness also between each note, which you get visually with the music video, and just kind of her like how she sways her body. It's very soft, but also has that hard punch to it. And it's just, I've never heard any song that was like this in the contest. Just the music alone, and that is respectable to me.
I like also how like with the synth lines on the verses, they kind of play off of what she's seeing. It's like I like how the vocals and the synth are playing together, and like it just makes it like really interesting too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
I have nothing else to add on this segment of the analysis because the points you've made are were very eloquent, very well thought out, and very well explained. So I agree with everything that was stated by you too.
Oh, thank you.
No additional comments.
And I think that also blends well into the uniqueness of this. Again, Erika is an entity on herself, and she can be claimed as a unique element. But I think that the song itself also has like a lot of specialness in the mix.
I agree. I think that what makes the performance of KOMME very special is, at least on the UMK stage, how it was all about her and her power and her ownership that really ends up selling the song to another level. No other entry is as focused on the performer as this one is. She was alone in that stage. She owned and commanded the stage. She did what she did, and that's on that. And on the pre-parties, she's been having fun. Vocally, has she been the greatest? No. Do I care? I don't.
It's not about the vocals.
It's not about the
about it.
vocals. She was having a great time, and she was ensuring that the audience was also having a great time with her.
Again, it's a mutual pleasure.
Yeah, it's the mutual pleasure. And also, this is the first song that I think, because this was earlier on in the national final season, it was the first song that I saw perform. I was like, I get winner energy. Like, she feels like a winner to me. And I agree with Augusto. I do want this to be the winner. Like, there's something about this where it's just, it would make so much sense. And also, Finland, I just want to see you kick Sweden's ass. I just want to see it happen.
And if Sweden's already flying on the Finns this year anyway. Like, let's be honest.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I just want to see it happen.
Yeah, it'd be great. So yeah, I think it's clear we also like stream this. We've hit on everything.
Oh yeah.
I
performs this amazingly.
I've been streaming this song almost every day. I loved it. It's my #1 of the year for a reason. I'm addicted to it. I'm hooked on phonics to it. I want this to win. I love her. She's been giving us company. She's been giving us see you next Tuesday energy. She is mother. She is everything.
We have some comments. Faith Thomas says, I've been a fan of Finland's Eurovision since it became the first rock song to win Eurovision with Hard Rock Hallelujah, followed by Lordi, followed by Italy, and Skinziti Buoni. Yeah, I think like also when it comes
to Lordi almost.
When it comes to like outside of Eurovision, when it comes to Finnish music, I think of rock music anyways. Like my most played genre is probably rock music. And like when I think of like, I think of metal the most from Finland. But like that's like what Finland's known for musically. Like I think every country kind of has like a sound. And for a lot of people it's metal from Finland or rocking music from Finland. Let's see, Mark says, I feel like Erika should still be in the winning conversation. I still only really hear about Sweden, Austria, France, and honestly, it would be one of the worst winners of the 2020 IMAO.
I don't think
Which one would be? France would be? I'm not sure. I think people I don't know why. I think people are focusing so much on the Swedish win because Sweden's track record. That's what it is more than anything. And when it comes to the odds, guys, odds don't really matter. Like
I'm getting like a Francesco Gabbani kind of flavor out of their trajectory. I'm getting a Francesco Gabbani kind of feeling,
Yeah, where we all were like,
kind of pick up what I mean.
Yeah, we all went into that year thinking, oh, Italy's gonna win.
Yeah,
Italy's got this in the bag.
6.
Yeah. You can't predict with the odds. Like Lily said, you cannot use the odds as the predicting factor as to who's going to win. You don't know. No one actually truly knows.
You have to also think about this. The odds are where people are betting money at. So people bet money on Sweden. Sweden's always top the odds, even before you get any songs, because people are like, oh, Sweden is really good at Eurovision. That's a safe bet. And when we get the song, and it's a song that people really like and are hyping up a lot compared to most years from Sweden, and people go, oh, I'm going to put more money on this. That's why the odds are so high for Sweden to win, because that's what people are putting their money on. That has nothing to do with the rest of Europe. That just has to do with people being like, oh, I guess Sweden will win again, So, when it comes to Austria, I think that's just the Eurovision fandom, to be 100% honest. Because I started listening to all the Eurovision songs with my sister, and she was like, she had no reaction to Austria at all. Because I use my sister as kind of like my litmus test for how I think songs are going to do. And if she likes something, I'm like, okay, she's such a casual that even living with me, she only will listen to Eurovision songs once or twice the whole year. Once when I play them for her, like in April, and then once when we watch the actual live shows together. You know, and she, like, I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but I really think that like a lot of the people in the fandom hyping up Austria.
Which I like to see the energy. I like to see the energy for a Filipino.
I feel like the Eurovision
might be the only time it happens.
I'll always hype you guys up. I love lumpia. I have some in my freezer. Anyways.
Good stuff.
But yeah, I feel like that's just the Eurovision fandom loves opera for some reason. And like, to me, I can't see Austria winning. I hear that song and go, I don't think the general public is gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah, my knee-jerk response is Austria is not gonna win. Like, that is just my instinctual response as well.
When it comes to France, I can see France pulling off the win.
I could.
I do too.
But they're gonna. There's a lot that they has to get right. Yeah, I think Erika could pull off the win too. Like, I don't see a reason why people aren't hyping up that, because like, what was it? 2 months ago, Finland was going to win according to everybody, and then Sweden chose their song.
And then everybody else like decided that they were going to be more competitive too. But Finland has always been up there. Finland and Malta have been a part of that like clique of songs. You know,
Mark also says, I'm still gunning for Finland or Albania to win. I'm choosing to live in that delusion. You know what?
This needs to be Albania's best result ever, at the very least.
It is a delusion. It is a
I'm
great
in that delusion. I'm in that
delusion
delusion too, because everyone likes Albania. I've not met anyone who does not like Albania's song.
My favorite since the beginning. Since the beginning, and it will stay that way.
I think that people are like, I honestly, if I had to choose like a dark horse win,
Albania
is my dark horse. Because I don't think it's a dark horse for Finland. Finland's always been in contention.
Yes.
But for me, I look at Albania and I go, if things line up right, they could pull it off. And the main reason for that is because I don't see anyone who hates it. Everyone loves that song. And even if it's not like your favorite song, you still really like it. Like, yeah, that's one of those ones that's going to pick up good points.
I see high points and low points being allotted to Albania. I do see it being a favorite of some countries, but also some where it's just like, oh yeah, I like that one too. And it could middle point its way up there. It's just kind of how I'm mentally calculating it. But then again, you all know I don't know. Peter says, I love how Adonis jumps into the odds. I'm living in a Prague 2026 delusional. Also, Lily wants it. So
I do.
Prague is a party. I
honestly,
want to go.
I love Kiss Kiss Goodbye. I would not be angry. I would not be mad with a Czech win. I would not be angry with a Czech win at all. Also, hey, that means I was right once again. I was right back in 2018, if that's the case. I want that Czech win so bad. Also, if he does win, the Czech Republic hosts Slovakia. Baby, come back.
Girl, it's been 13 years, 14 since.
I miss you.
By 26.
I miss you.
Yeah, come on.
Please.
Well, I mean, will that be another of a simulation for them to come back? I don't think so, because there are some things.
I don't think they're going to be so horny.
I'm not going to lie. Odds are that's not going to happen. Yeah. But a Czech win, also, he is Slovak. So
I really wish Slovakia was back. Because
I miss Slovakia.
I miss them.
They've had a good songs. I still like the Twins from 2011. It is corny AF, but that it's a cute, corny song. I don't care. I love it. I mean, bop to it.
If you're thinking about 2011 and ranking the songs just based off of corny, they're not that bad. Like they're not corny. They're one of the least corny of the year, even though they were hella corny.
Okay, I will look for that cover. I will look for that cover because Porter Horny was robbed. That song was robbed.
Highly recommend.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I just like whenever I say it, I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, and like I feel awkward saying it.
It's like I don't want the forest fairies to like curse me if I mispronounce that, but
Hey, you know, Tatomythis is also giving us forest fairies.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it for this week. We'll be back again next week, and I don't know. Next week, I think
We're gonna need our qualifiers, aren't we?
next week, yeah, we're gonna talk about like kind of like national final stuff that we missed out on.
Oh my gosh,
It's gonna be like kind of a grab bag because rehearsals start that week too.
They started stand-in rehearsals this week.
Yeah, stand-in rehearsals have started now, but we aren't
iconic as well. I love stand-in rehearsals. Thank you, tech
After
crew.
the show's
We
over,
appreciate you, tech crew.
After the show is over and they start releasing those stand-in rehearsals, love them. Hey, Renata, don't forget she was a stand-in girly.
What I mean,
previously.
Oh my god.
I love stand-in rehearsals. I don't care what anybody says. Because you find people in there who are just good performers and you're like, internally select them. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sometimes they end up going to national selections.
Look at Colleen.
Yeah, Colleen.
Yep.
Colleen is the best example of a stand-in performer who killed it. She was the stand-in of Fuego in 2018. And guess what she did in 2024? She did the techno version of Fuego.
I'm trying to think of who. There's one girl from Sweden who does stand-in rehearsals every once in a while. No, not Renata. Somebody else. I would love to see her get
the redheaded girl, right? The redhead.
No, not the redhead. She's blonde.
Oh, then I don't know.
She used to be blonde. She actually, her hair is darker now, and she's like it was years ago that she did it. But yeah, like I would love to see her at Malthus because I found her to be such a good performer.
The stand-in for La Forza always will be one of my favorites.
Oh, that wasn't a state. That was a. That was so good. But yeah,
she still tried.
I know.
We'll be back next week, you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, and the week after that, we'll have our return of the turquoise carpet stream. If you haven't noticed already, those are all up on our site or on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to go to EurovisionFam.com or EurovisionFam on a bunch of different social media sites you can follow us on. If you enjoyed this stream, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And yeah.
It's a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much for being
here. You guys, oh my gosh, you're getting so close to the end.
I know.
See you all again soon and bye.
Bye, y'all. See you next time.
I'm trying to hit the button and wave at the same time and I can't.